dead serious topic. So how do we get people who are mostly Asian and white, with some Hispanic and some black, who will not watch Fox News or Alex Jones or Joseph Paul Watson because they're too extreme right wing, who only watch MSNBC and the Young Turks, and who hear from their college peers and their college teachers, and this is the only thing they hear. And then they see the media constantly, the award shows. And I've talked to them and asked them about this. I feel, well, I think you'd like Fox News, maybe just as an outlet. No. But yet they're starting to admire Hitler. They're getting extremely violent. They're collecting in groups. They're I've seen one as big as 50, and then there's other groups of them that are 30, 50, growing, because if you are white or Asian, you're a racist. If you're a male, if you're an Asian or a white heterosexual male, just even if you're a heterosexual male who's not black, and who doesn't use proper gender nouns, or who wants to put his arm around his woman and take her dancing and be a man and romance her. This goes also against Hispanic culture heavily, getting extremely angry and violent. And then hearing that oppression, and this is even working class, especially from the working class, is a couple black kids in university breaking in smirks and can't control their lack of seriousness when they say that every single white person has more privilege than them, and even the homeless ones. And these are people who have in college and have master's degrees, who have never been poor, who've never been working class. And they see the news and they watch MSNBC and they watch the Young Turks, and they get some anger and angrier. They refuse to watch Fox News or like a show like Louder with Crowder they've never heard of, or what's another, Breitbart or Milo. That's just all, they hate that. But the only way to combat it, they believe, is just kill these people, and that they don't believe themselves to be Nazis, but they might as well, because they'll get called out anyways, and let them put the fear into them. And it's terrifying me, because I've had to deal with it now a few times, where felt like my life was about to be lost, because the first people they go after isn't, like, oh, we're going to go after a group of black people first. It's going to be the guy who, has Virgin Mary t-shirts because he identifies as Catholic and likes the Cristeros and Orthodox, and who has a girl who is an illegal who can't speak English. Black people who go in and complain about, it's because I'm black you won't give me service, when there's a line of people waiting from all different ethnicities. And I'm just looking at this and my jaw's dropping. Like, these people are already exploding. Like, the fact that the universities and the students have indoctrinated a whole group of people who are not who are the victims of this, basically, and they won't watch Fox News or anything else to decompress them. The violence is getting, I mean, we're going to have 1,000 different mobilized, fully self-sustaining terrorist cells or army cells of like platoons of people that just are just going to see specifically like black people as people who need to be erased, or those who can't speak English. And I've been jumped before, not extremely recently, but it's terrifying. And when will the left wake up that they are manufacturing this? Because these people still believe the lie. They won't watch Fox News. They won't watch Milo or anything. But these aren't Pepe people. These aren't. These are people who were against Hillary because Trump was an FU to them being told that that nothing they can change about themselves. The exact what they are. That everybody must be intolerant towards them. There's no tolerance. That if you're let's say, a white heterosexual male, everybody will look at you automatically with hatred. And what happens after a year or years and years of that, you begin to identify with other people who are like that, and bad things are happening now, and I don't know why it's not getting reported on the news, but I think there's going to be a lot of deaths, and it's manufactured by the fact that people don't feel oppressed yet. And the people who are whining that they're oppressed, because I think they have a romantic idea of being oppressed, are going to be met with people who are out to break their skulls with crowbars and bats, preferably. These are people who want to inflict a massive amount of pain and damage and destruction against people who made them feel like their whole lives that they were worthless. This terrifies me, having a woman who can't speak English very well, who's not legal, someone who's has devotion to the Theotokos, the Virgin Mary and the saints, and I have a lot of shirts with the Virgin Mary on it, and I speak Spanish on the phone sometimes with coworkers and my woman. Yeah. And it's not coming from any of these right-wing groups. It's coming from people who have taught only to listen to MSNBC and their college teachers and other college students, and they feel like they're the only ones. And as soon as they start grouping up, something terrifying is happening. Please tell me if you've noticed this too, because it's like of the left, from the extreme left reaction to, we just want everybody to treat everybody equal and not to be hated for something that we were born this way with. And it's kind of sad. And there's been suicides that have caused what gets called gang violence, but it's not the Latin Kings and the 2-6s and the MLDs and the Serranos fighting. It's a town over. It's people know what it is and who did it, and it's ugly. Like especially the attacking of the faith and the face and the smashing of it, and the breaking of the teeth and making sure they're dead. Like, that's, get a group of people like this, it's scary. And then seeing footage that these very disturbed, in pain people show you of another group of 50, another group of 30. These are not the same people, and more groups and more groups, and saying like, we don't care that they're, even if the enemy, and the enemy is usually the educated black student or educated white liberal male or whatever that has taught them this, will never attack them. They'll always attack the other, right? The stupid right wing, because again, these are not people from the right wing. They've been fully incubated within left wing high schools, colleges, with their teachers and their surroundings, and they're violent, vile Nazis, and they hate they hate the Pepe stuff. They hate the Trump stuff. It's something I can't explain. It's really creepy, and it's growing, and it's terrifying, because I'm in close proximity to this right now, and could be beaten to death at any moment for being a liberal. And I'm not a liberal. I'm actually I'm a right, very right wing, but Catholic, having a Hispanic girlfriend. Not against illegal immigrants, working with them, because I do. Yeah, please tell me out there, has anybody else seen this? Because it's coming up pretty fast.